What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is JRob here with Team Energy Golf Clash. Thanks for checking out the guide. We've got City Park yet again for this 9-hole cup. So here we've got a pro and expert division guide and walkthrough video for you guys for City Park. So hopefully we put together a pretty sweet guide for you guys. Hopefully it helps. And if it is your guys' first time to the channel, please do consider subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. We do have a lot more Golf Clash content to come here on our Patreon page, where you guys can find that down in the description below. But without further ado, guys, let's jump on into the video. Smash the like button before we hop on over. Click that notification bell, and let's jump on in. Alright guys, what is up? What's going on? Welcome to the City Park 9-hole cup pro and expert division guide and walkthrough video. So here for hole number 1, par 3. To start it off, we're going to be playing this one here with our long iron like usual here on the second tee box. We're going to be playing this pretty much straightforward right at the pin. So we're going to be using full backspin here with just like a half of a bar of right hand side spin. And what we're trying to do is essentially stuff the very last bit of our ball guide right in at the pin. And we're looking for like that middle section of that little hill that splits from left to right on the fairway. And we're looking to be just a little bit to the left of the center location on that little knoll. Looking for that perfect ball, and we should be able to come straight off of the side right there, straight in at the pin. Just a little bit off there on our adjustment, almost nailing the hole in one. So there's a very great chance there right off of the first hole there to get an extra stroke and land that hole in one. So we're going to be playing that at mid-distance plus 10% in elevation. So just make a nice straightforward shot there, and you guys should be a-okay at really getting a nice opportunity to land that hole in one here on hole number 1. Moving right along here, guys, that's going to bring us right on over to hole number 2, par 4. So this here is going to be one of the more trickier holes for a lot of you guys out there, especially on this course. Now, the main goal that we're really trying to do here is off the tee box. We're trying to get to that very last little ribbed section past that bunker there on the right. If we can get it in that little center fairway there at the very last little ribbed section, we're going to be perfectly fine. Now, I decided to play this here with a power 5 ball, and off the tee box we're going to be playing this at max distance plus 10%. Now I could have played this with, a little bit more topspin there than I used, and we're looking for that 2 bars of left hand side spin, just that little bit of curl here to kind of cheat us down the middle of that fairway. If we are playing this a little bit beforehand, if we have like a headwind, we're going to be bouncing it off of the hill that's right in front of the rough line that I just landed over. So instead of using that overpower, we're just going to kind of maybe cheat it back in front of the rough line and use that topspin and side spin there to kind of guide it down the middle of the fairway. And essentially, getting it down in that little ribbed section, it's going to give us the best chance possible here at actually landing the eagle on this hole. Now, if we do have a tailwind, you guys might just want to, send it, just bomb it. Whether or not you end up in the rough or a bunker, that's kind of, your own decision. But you'll still be able to reach the platform, get it up on there, and still put it in safely for a birdie. But what we're going to be doing here for the wood club shot is we're going to be trying to essentially play this with no spin as far as topspin and backspin. You may want to use just a little bit of left spin, kind of cheat you in towards the pin, but we're looking for that ball guide to just ricochet off of this first fairway, clipping our ball up. And that little click up is what's going to slow us down enough to come in straight towards the pin. And we're going to essentially be leaving that about 2 squares shy or so it still has that room to roll. Playing that at max to mid 0%. So make a good adjustment there, guys, and you should be a-okay there at landing the eagle on hole number 2, par 4. Alright guys, moving right along here, that's going to bring us on over to the very first of the par 5s that we have here today at hole number 3, par 5 for City Park. So what we're going to be doing here is, kind of cheating this one back a little bit because of the wind angle that we do have. And we're essentially just going to be playing this, with a couple bars of topspin, 1, 2, 3 bars. You're just going to have to pull it back a little bit. And we're essentially trying to get to the very end of this fairway as close as we can possibly get there without going into the rough line or that bunker. Now, this is going to be, the way that a lot of us are going to play this hole, unless we have an insane tailwind where we could potentially bomb it over onto the second fairway. And if they do give us a tailwind, you will see a lot of the guys still playing at this option because they may not have the distance and topspin or the ball, the right equation to put together to really reach that second fairway, because it is a hell of an equation to put together to actually be able to replicate that shot. So what we're going to be doing is, like I said, trying to reach the very end of that fairway as close as we can possibly can, using our wood club here. Big Dog, Guardian, something with around 180 distance. Cataclysm works perfect. Gives you that little bit of ball guide and distance that we need, and the topspin. So the trick here is, making a good adjustment and not using too much topspin, and making sure that we don't go into the rough line on the right hand side, or we don't use too much topspin or not enough left curl, and we end up going in that rough line on the right or in this bunker here, right in the middle of the fairway. And that's going to essentially be, the downfall to a lot of people's game here when it comes to this hole, because you'll see some people definitely landing in those two hazards. But it's going to essentially set us up here for a really nice third shot opportunity here at minus 10% coming straight in at the pin. Now, like I said, this is up on a little bit of a plateau, so we're going to be playing it at minus 10%. So please do definitely keep that in mind, because when I was going over this in practice, I actually slipped up myself and forgot and played this here at 0%. But what we're trying to do on this particular shot is trying to catch the funnel on the back half of the green. Now, this usually works a lot better if you can use like half of a bar of backspin, or to like a bar of backspin, and you can get your target up a little bit further so you have more room to work with. But I was pushing max distance there, running into my long iron, so I wasn't really going to be able to replicate the specific shot that I wanted, and playing that at 0%, we came over a little bit further to the right than I wanted to. But that is a very good opportunity to actually land that eagle there, and we are going to have to land that eagle to actually nail that chip to land the eagle. So it will be one that you are going to see a lot of people miss, and just having to end up with a birdie. So if you can nail that eagle, it's going to be a huge advantage. And don't forget that you can't just play it straight up off the fringe with a couple bars of backspin straight at the pin. Good luck, guys. Okay, though, guys, that's going to bring us right on over to hole number 4, a par 3. So we got a couple different ways that we can actually play this specific hole here as well, but one of the best ways that I've found here is to play this with the Guardian, with just full backspin, no left side spin, no right hand side spin, just straight full backspin. Now, right where my target is right now, right to the left, where the four corners meet, or the four squares meet, in the very center of all of those, that is where we want our target. Just a little bit further up than where I have it now. And it's essentially going to come up, over, hit the fringe, and roll straight back down towards the pin. Now, we can play the bounce over shot with our long iron. There's a couple different opportunities here that we really do have to play this hole. But this is the best opportunity that I've really found that is the most consistent to actually land this hole-in-one. And we do have a couple great, clips on our channel of this from the Christmas Parks tournament, of us landing this exact shot, if you guys want to hop over to the channel and check that out. Okay, guys, that's going to bring us on over to the second par 4 that we have here today at hole number 5 for City Park. And this one may be a little bit trickier for some of you guys as well, as the drive can be a little bit deceiving sometimes, depending on the wind angle that we do have here. So we're actually going to be playing this here with about 2 bars of topspin roughly around in there. You can use just a little bit more. I would say not to use any more than 3. Because of the wind angle that we had here, I had to use just a little bit of overpower to kind of get it up and over onto this rough line. But we're going to be playing this with half a ball of curl here to the right, 2 to 3 bars of topspin. We're going to be playing this at max distance plus 10% here off the tee box. Now, what we're looking to do here is just get around this tree right in the middle of this fairway here somewhere. Now, you guys can play this to the right hand side of the tree, a little bit further back than where we decided to pick our location at. You can play it with full topspin right to the right of the tree, bouncing it over and down the fairway. But either way, you're going to get right down the middle of that fairway, and it's going to set you up here for a fairly nice mid to max distance hornet shot here with your short iron straight in at the pin. Now, this is a very, very vital hole here that we need to land if we want to do the best that we possibly can in the tournament. And sorry, I guess my nose is itching like crazy for some reason right now. But what we're going to be doing here is essentially playing this with like 2 bars of backspin, mid-distance, 0% elevation, straight in at the pin. So we had an 8.6 miles per hour wind there. I moved that 4.5 rings right into the middle of the white ring, hitting a perfect ball there, and we're going to come up and over down the fringe and straight into the pin, dropping for an eagle on hole number 5. So good luck with that one. Score that eagle. Alright guys, that's going to bring us on over to the second of the par 5s that we have here today, and this is going to be one of the trickier par 5s for City Park, just like usual. Always one that is the pain in the tail because the drive is so hard to get perfectly precise. Now what we're looking for here is to either play this one of 2 different ways. Now you can play this down to the left hand side, but we're definitely going to need a wood club that's 180 distance for this hole. Now off the tee box here, we're going to be playing this at max distance plus 20% in elevation. Now I played this with just about 6 bars of topspin here. I believe I played this with like 5.5 or around 5 bars of topspin, just less than what my Extra Mile 8 had. And we played this here with 2 bars of right-hand side spin. And the reason that I didn't play this with full topspin is because I was just trying to clip that rough right there before I rolled out into this fairway. And that's a huge thing that we need to worry about doing, because if we don't do that, then we're going to hit that fairway to fairway, and we're going to end up in the rough on the other side, and then we aren't going to have, a really good shot that we could have here with our wood club straight in at the pin. Now, if you guys are a little bit further up than where I'm at, you can play that shot there with the Guardian with full backspin right on the backhand half of the funnel. But if not, if you have the Sniper or the Guardian here on this specific hole, you can play this with the Sniper if you do and are able to replicate the shot that we did on the drive. But that's going to be played here with our Sniper with 4 bars of backspin and 1 bar of right-hand side spin. It's a very solid adjustment to start. We're going to be playing this at max minus 5%, and we're going to be playing this essentially with about a square shy of the pin, so we have that little bit of room to roll. And if I would have hit a perfect ball there, we definitely would have dropped that for an albatross. And I hit like double great left, I think, right there, because I was so tired shooting these practice rounds. But going to be a very, very great hole right there at an albatross opportunity. And if you're struggling with that drive, play the left-hand side and try to get as far down there as you possibly can on that left-hand side. Taking it right on over to hole number 7, par 4, we also have another great chance here at landing another eagle. So, depending on the wind angle that we have here, we're going to be playing this 1 of 2 different options. Now, if we have a tailwind, we're more than likely going to try to, use a little bit of overpower, get to this second fairway that we're trying to bounce over to now, and then we're going to try to get to the third fairway. So we're going to be bouncing over that little, line of bunker that's on the second fairway. That little wall there. So if we can't do that, what we're going to be doing here is playing this with a katana ball, something with side spin 3, and we're going to use that 3 bars of left-hand side spin, just a little bit of curl there to the left, probably less than I used here. As you guys can see, we came very close there to the rough line, but still in the fairway, so we are A-okay. But that's going to set us up here for a really nice wood club shot here, straight at the pin. Essentially what we're going to do here is try to find the location that we really need to. And off the tee box there, we're going to be playing that at plus 10% in elevation, and that's going to be played with around 4 bars of topspin. But what we're looking for here is the high arced bounce location. Now, if it's, you can tell that your ball guide, what we want to do here is use like basically a bar of backspin, like not even, like roughly like a bar. See how I was moving my target around and it took me a minute to find the exact location that we needed? If we put our spin on there first, and we use like a bar of right-hand side spin and a bar and a half of backspin, it's really going to help us find that location that we need, because then we're gonna know that if we pull our target back just that little bit, using that less backspin, it's going to give us that higher arced bounce instead of pushing us in straight in towards the green and catching that speed, right? And that's what we don't want to do. So look for that right location, 0% elevation on that second shot there, and if we would have hit a perfect ball there, we would have dropped that eagle as well. So definitely going to be another great hole there to land an extra stroke. So good luck. Alright guys, that's going to bring us on over to the last of the par 3s we have here today at hole number 8 for City Park. So we also have some really nice other clips on the channel of us landing this shot here for hole number 8, par 3. So if you guys want to check that out for the Christmas Park City Park Tournament and really see how this one's landed, feel free to do that. But what we're going to be doing here is really playing this with as much backspin and side spin to the right as we possibly can. So we're going to go full backspin and as much side spin to the right as we possibly can get without losing full backspin. And what we're looking for there is to play that as high up on the right hand side, pushing that in towards the pin so that we can envision that last little bit of our ball guide coming up and back, and it's going to catch and almost roll a little bit to the right and come straight down in towards the pin. We were a little bit off on our distance there and our adjustment probably, or we would have been a little bit closer, but in my opinion, that is one of the absolute best ways at really being able to land this hole-in-one here on hole number 8, par 3. So if you guys got any other suggestions for that one, I'd definitely love to hear them, because playing from that other fairway isn't very nice. Alright guys, that's going to bring us right on over to the very last hole that we have here today at hole number 9, par 5 for City Park. So the way that we're going to play hole number 9 is using as much side spin here to the right as we possibly can with about 3 bars of topspin. About 3 or 4 bars of side spin here is ideal, but if you don't have 4, don't sweat it. Use a katana or kingmaker here would work perfect. So what we're trying to do here is play this first shot, elevation, max distance, plus 5% here off the tee box. We're going to play this with just that little bit of curl here slightly to the right. And depending on the wind angle that we do have, you may end up having to use a slight bit of overpower like I am here. And it's definitely a good thing that, we were able to get up and over the fairway, because if we bounce from fairway to rough and we still roll out, we're not going to have the distance that we need with the sniper to get from where we're at to the little island that bounces over to the green. Especially with the sniper, you're going to have a little bit of trouble. So if you are having some trouble getting to that island, what I would recommend doing is just playing it with the Guardian. Playing it with the Guardian, you'll have a little bit of a decent backspin or ball guide, and you'll have the backspin, topspin, whatever you needed to really work with, and the distance. Because, we have like those 2 bars of topspin, on the Guardian. We're really not going to need topspin here unless you kind of mess something up and you're having to kind of compensate. But more than likely, we're just going to be using it for the distance in that ball guide to kind of compensate to get us to the island. But what we're going to be doing here is, if we have like a crosswind or a really straightforward shot, we're going to be playing this with 3.5 bars of backspin straight in at the pin. No side spin, nothing. And we're going to be playing this at minus 10% off of that middle island. Now, I had to play that with overpower, so we were just essentially trying to get it over onto the green so that we could make a putt for eagle. But to really be able to land the albatross, that's what we're going to do, is essentially be playing it with 3.5 bars of backspin straight in at the pin, leaving it just that little bit shy so it has that room to roll and still be able to go and hit the pin. Sorry, my low battery just turned on there for my camera, but that's pretty much going to be the wrap up there for hole number 9, par 5. Just make sure you guys can make a nice drive there, set yourself up good, and yeah, you guys should be pretty good. So I really do hope that the video helps you guys today. Hope this gave you a good idea on how to tackle City Park in this 9-hole cup. And I do want to apologize for the the content, I guess, of the golden shot that we just had. Probably not the best video that I've ever made, but nonetheless, we are really trying, guys, to put in a lot of the quality of our videos. The quality, as far as the quality goes of our Golf Clash content, in my opinion, it's kind of unmatched. Things will start to advance a little bit here. We'll get into some Masters content, get a little bit away from the pro and expert for a bit, maybe mess around with some Masters stuff as we get going. But just wanted to say, guys, that I never claimed to be the best. I'm just out here trying my best to help you guys with the knowledge that I have and the content that I have to work with each week. So that's really what it is. What it amounts to is the time and the effort. We put a lot of work into this stuff, and just being able to make the videos and help you guys out. And I like making the videos, and hopefully you guys enjoy hanging out with me and watching them. Our guys out there and girls that are true fans and teams, members of the Team Energy family and members of our community. We really do appreciate you guys. I know the team does a lot. So just wanted to say thank you. Thanks, guys. Just wanted to clear some things up here in the outro of the video. For those of you guys that are still hanging out here with us, thank you guys very much for being here and watching the video. You guys mean the absolute world to me. All you guys that are here at the end of the video, listening to this, hearing this, I know you guys deserve to hear it because you're here with me right now. So, I love you guys. You're awesome. Smash that like button if you will on your way out. And if you are new, please do consider subscribing to the channel. We'd love to have you as a part of the Team Energy family. And check out some of the links down in the description below. You may find some content over on our Patreon platform that might help you out. So, thanks for being here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.